Do you want Megan Thee Stallion knees, but flinch at the idea of even doing a half squat because of knee pain? Don't worry, you're in the right place. Hello and welcome back. If we haven't met yet, I'm Vera. I'm your fat flexibility coach, and my goal is to help you move in ways that feel good for your body so you can live life to the fullest. Today, we're going to talk about knee strengthening exercises, and maybe you're going to join along with me as we go through them. So when it comes to knee pain, it can be a very wide range of reasons. It could be a past injury or past trauma, or maybe something we didn't even know we did, or it could just be the body doing something the body's doing. So one thing we can do to help that is to strengthen the muscles surrounding the knee joint so those muscles can really support the joint and make it feel a little bit better, reduce some of that pain. And that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to go over 5 exercises. Now, we are going to do some standing movements, some seated movements, and some movements lying down on the ground. Now, the standing movements, you can do it in a chair, and I will show you in the corner of my screen. For the lying down movements, you can do it in bed if you don't want to come all the way down to the ground. Now, when it comes to props, of course, you want a chair nearby. And the other thing we're going to really make sure we want is something like a slider. Now, you don't need an actual fitness slider like I have here. Depending on the surface you're going to be doing this on, you maybe be able to use a sock or maybe a book, one that you don't care too much about, or something similar where you can put your foot on and slide along the surface of the ground with. Now, when it comes to optional props, optionally, we can use a wall, we can use a yoga strap, and then I'm also going to show you a movement that we can do with a resistance band. Now, if you have a resistance band that is not a loop like this one, that's okay. If you can tie the ends, that would be perfect. So all those props are going to be for just specific exercises. So of course, I will let you know as we go through them. But that being said, we're going to get to our very first movement, and that is going to be a high knee with lunge. We can do this seated or standing, so make sure you have some water, and let's get into these movements. All right, friends, let's get it going. Like I said, we are starting with a high knee to lunge. We are going to do 6 on each side. So I'm going to start using my left foot as the front foot. So turning to my left, I'm going to bring my right knee up, foot flexed. Find my balance here, bring the knee up as high as it can. We're going to think of a hinge at the hip here as we kick the foot back, almost like a single leg deadlift. Kick the leg out, step it down with control, okay? From here, we curl the tailbone in, maybe sink a little bit deeper into the front knee, and we hold here for 4 breaths, okay? When we're done, we just slowly push our weight forward, slide the leg in. Okay, and just to quickly show you the chair version that you will see in the corner of the screen as we go through this whole movement, I am going to sit at the edge of my chair, turn my body to the left. So we can do the left side first. Left hand comes to the top of the chair for some balance support. My right butt cheek is hanging off here. So same movement, just seated now. I'm going to lift my right knee up as high as I can. I'm going to slowly bring it back. I may slide my foot down along the ground, bring it back as far as I feel comfortable. Same cues as our classic lunge. We curl the tailbone in, and we're looking for that stretch in the front of the thigh and our hip flexors, and we're finding our balance, breathing deeply. And when we're done, to come out, we just slowly slide our foot back in, okay? And then of course, we would switch sides. When we're done, same idea, bring the knee up. We can bring it back, slide it across. Maybe bring it all the way back if that feels good. Maybe it stays here, that's fine too. Same cues, curl the tailbone in, breathing, looking for that stretch, finding our balance. Maybe we can remove our hands from the back of the chair, okay? So that is how we will do this in the chair for this high knee to lunge. So So we have our standing version or our seated version. You're gonna pick your poison, do which one feels good for you today. I would also like to mention, if you wanna do the standing one, but your balance is a little bit off, put the chair beside you so you can have one hand to the base, or the top of the chair, so you have a little bit more support. All right, so like I said, we're gonna do 6 each side. So we're turning to the side, picking one leg to start with, then we'll switch sides. So in this case, I'm bringing my right leg up. Knee comes as high as it can, foot flexed. Soft bend in my left knee so I can hinge it back, just like a single leg deadlift. Kick the leg out, step it down. Now we can adjust, curling the tailbone in. We're gonna start feeling that stretch in the front of the thigh. Maybe bend the front knee a little bit more so we can sink. So we can sink down, squeeze your butt muscle nice and tight. Go for 4 counts. 2, 1. Push your weight forward, slide the leg in. Right away we go again. Okay, knee up, hinge the hip, step it back, find the balance. Take your time, adjust first. Then go for 4 counts, or just take 4 nice breaths before you come out. Push your weight forward, slide it in. Good. We are gonna go for 4 more. Okay, breathe through it. Find your balance. Remember, you don't have to take a huge step back. It can be a small step back. Okay? Good, come on out. Halfway there. Keep it going nice and strong. Almost there. Good. Stay strong. Make sure you're squeezing your butt muscles, curling the tailbone in, holding and breathing deeply, never holding your breath. Good. Come on out. This is our last one. You got this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come on out. Give your legs a quick little shake if you may need it. We're gonna switch sides right away. Do 6 on the other leg. And then we can move on away from this high knee to lunge, which frankly is like the hardest one for me personally, because balance, maybe it's not for you, but of course, I want you to let me know later. All right, when you're ready, now it's our left leg's turn. Bring that knee up nice and high. Hinge at the hip, soft bend in the standing leg. Take it back. Find your lunge. Make sure your stance feels good in your body. Curl the tailbone in. Sink it down so that front leg, that quadricep muscle, so the front of the thigh is doing a lot of work supporting us here as we stretch out the back leg. Good. Let's push our weight forward. Bring it in. Okay. 5 more. We got this. We're strong. We're capable. We are able to move through it. If we have to take breaks, that is totally fine, because we do want to listen to our body. Of course, breathing nice and deeply. Never hold your breath. Good. Out. Yes. Remember, you're finding a stance that feels good for you. Adjust however you need. Maybe you do want to grab that chair for balance. Maybe you do want to go seated. Maybe you do want to do it standing, okay? We're listening to our body, honoring what it is telling us. A little bit fast. We do want to try and bring it slow. Get a little bit more of that strength building in. All right. Good. Good. One held a little bit longer, but that's okay. Keep it going. We got 2 more. Good. All right, last one. Breathe, 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 breathe. Oh, that was just kind of a step back. That's okay if you just want to step back rather than go into the whole single leg deadlift like I was showing you before. But, you know, we're listening to our body. My body didn't want to do a whole single leg deadlift. It just wanted to step back. So, all right, let's come on out. Good. Oh, give those legs a nice little shake. We are going to move on to some calf raises and tibialis raises. So you can do this in a chair, which I'll show you in a moment. You can do it to a wall, or you can do it standing just without, if that feels okay for you. So I'm going to aim the camera down at my feet so you won't be able to see my face, but I'm still here. So I'm going to change the camera a bit so it's down at my feet, but I promise you, just because you can't see my face doesn't mean I'm not here. All right, so let's start with a nice little calf raise, shall we? So feet about hip width. We're just gonna lift up onto our toes. When I lift up onto my toes, I think big toe, second toe, slowly bring it down. Okay, that's our calf raise. Don't join me quite yet. We're gonna do a few of those, and then we're gonna switch over to our tibialis raise. Tibialis raise is when we lift our toes up. Now, notice my feet come down pretty fast. That's why we usually use a wall to help us out. So if I were to come back to my wall here, I'm just gonna slowly lift my toes up, slowly bring them down. I will note there's about a foot and a quarter distance between the wall and my heels, so I can just lean into the wall. Okay, the wall has taken most of my body weight, so I can focus on the muscles through the front of our shins. Okay, now you don't have to do many of these to really start feeling them, but let me show you just doing these in a chair, just so you have an idea before we really dive in. So we are going to sit at the edge of our chair, and you actually have the option of putting a little bit of resistance here. You can push your hands into your thighs. Even if you got dumbbells, you can put them on there. And we lift the heels up, slowly bring them down. Okay, and the more weight we push over, the harder it will be. Of course, less intensity, we lean it back. So those are the calf raises seated, and then of course our tibialis raise, similar to when we lean against the wall, we lift the toes up, slowly bring them down, and my shins are feeling it already, and we haven't really gotten into them. So let me get out of this chair. Let's get into them. We are going to do 12 for each. All right, so we're going to start with 12 calf raises. I want you to go nice and slow, lift on up. Exhale down. And again. If you need to hold on to something in front of you, you're welcome to. This is one that you can maybe hold dumbbells beside you too if you're not seated. Okay, that's an option. Really getting the back of our lower legs active here. Seven, 8, 3, 2, last one. Good. Give your legs a quick little shake. We're going to go into the tibialis raise. So like I said, you can do it standing, but it is going to be a lot harder. You kind of have to lean forward a bit to be able to be nice and slow with it, which is why I usually opt to go against a wall. Okay. So when you're ready, let's go for 12. So we just lean back into the wall, or if we're seated, we can also lean back into the chair, lift those toes up as high as they can, really think of them dragging up towards the kneecap, and then gently bringing them down. Good, we're halfway there. We go for 3, 2, last one. Give it a little shake out. I would say actually do those over again if you're feeling up to it. All right, so we did our calf raises and our tib band raises, which I am taking as just one exercise, though technically 2. We are all coming down into our chair here to do some knee extensions. Okay, so this is going to help strengthen the quadricep muscle, so the top of the thigh. So we can do it with a resistance band, but let me show you what it looks like without first. So I'm sitting back in my chair. I can actually lean back here. It's going to be harder if we lean more forward. If I feel comfortable too, I can grab the bottom of my chair to really ground me and support me in. But if I can't, that's okay. Hands can be to the hips or to the legs, which they were just on. So legs are going to be 90 degrees here. We're going to flex. Let's do our right foot first. Lift the leg up just a bit. Extend it out as straight as you can. Slowly bring it back. In we go again. Yeah, this is the knee extension. So if we want to add on, we can add some resistance. So I have a loop band. Like I said, if yours is not a loop and you're able to tie it down, or maybe it has handles, then that is perfect, because we are going to bring it around the base of the chair and around our ankle. So I'm gonna bring it on down. If I want more tension, I can actually bring it to the back leg or just loop this strap up, which I think I might do. All right. So it's looped. It may be too much, but we're gonna see. It's around my ankle and we're in our position. Now, we're gonna see if I can do it with the resistance band looped. If not, I'm just gonna forego it and that's all good. We are going to do 6 for each leg. So let's just start one leg at a time. So this is my left leg. Again, I can sit it back or just nice and tall if I feel comfortable grabbing to the bottom of my chair. If not, hands can be where it feels good. We're gonna start flexing the foot, extend it up. Oh my gosh, see, it's a lot harder to do with the resistance, and bring it back down. And we go again. Extend it out. You're gonna feel the quadricep really working here. Bring it down. I'm gonna forgo the strap. It's a little bit too much for me right now. And we go again. Good. Look at that. We just got 2 more. So we can really feel how the exercise is moving through our body, how those muscles are activating. Bring it down. And let's right away switch sides. So I'll give you a moment. If you're using a strap, loop it around the other chair. I'm actually just going to move my strap out of the way again, just to give you a moment to do that. All right. So I know that I'm probably going to use a lighter strap and loop it twice around rather than that one. And then I can work my way up. Okay. And again, if you're not using a strap right now or a resistance band right now, that's totally okay. You don't have to. You're still going to feel the movement, whether you're using it or not. But if you're using a band, of course, it's going to be the resistance that helps you build a little bit more muscle. But that's all beside us. Let's just get into this movement, shall we? So 6 on the other leg, foot flex, lift the leg up just a bit so it doesn't get caught along the floor. For 6, nice and slow with control. 3, and then we're at 3, 2, 1. Good, bring it down. See, I don't even use a resistance band on this leg at all, and I still feel the muscle working. So resistance band or not, you should have felt something. And of course, let me know if you did and how you found that one in the comments down below. All right, so we are gonna come down to the ground next, onto our back. We're gonna start with a leg raise. Now we have the option of using a yoga strap. You can also use your resistance band if that's what you have around, since you just used it potentially. And but that's optional. So come down to the ground and maybe have a strap with you. All right, so take your time coming down. Again, if you don't want to come all the way down to the ground, you can do this in bed. Okay, so take your time, come on down, lie your head down, have your hips neutral. You can have your knees bent, feet grounded, or have them straight out. That's going to be an option. So if you have one leg straight and you're going to use the other one, it's going to work more your core muscles than if your knee is bent, okay? But also, if you have any lower back pain or soreness today, maybe opt for the bent knee instead. So what we're going to do is a straight leg raise. There's nothing too crazy about this movement here. Hands are going to be beside our hips. Our leg is going to be straight. It can be flexed or pointed toes, but either way, we want the leg straight. But remember, if you have hypermobility, keep that micro bend in the knee, okay? Do not lock it out, especially if you know you have hypermobility. So leg comes straight up, take a breath, bring it down. That's it, okay? That's all we're doing. And if you want to use a strap, of course, you are welcome to. Of course, you'd want a long strap for this, so you can kind of move and flow as the leg moves. What I would suggest, whether you have a strap or not, when your leg is up, really try and contract your leg muscles to pull it in a little bit more, and then bring it back down, okay? So like I said, your legs can be straight and you can do this, or bent, but pick your poison. We're gonna do 10 of these. All right, so I'm gonna have my knee bent, I think, this time. When you're ready, we lift up, exhale down. Lift up, see if you can bring it in a little bit. Ooh, bring it down. Nice and controlled, okay? You can even think of your leg as like a little metronome, maybe? Why not? Sometimes we like a visual cue. Good. Really think of that leg pulling in, ooh, and down. Good. Past the halfway point. We go for 3, 2, 1. You can bring it down. Give it a little shake, a little wiggle if it needs. We're gonna switch legs. Now, of course, if your leg was straight on one side, I would suggest keeping it straight on the other if that's okay. In this case, I'm gonna keep my other leg bent. All right, so the other leg extends out. Pointed or flexed foot. I would like you to do the same as you did the first time around, but it doesn't matter which. We're gonna go for 10. When you're ready, bring it up. Try and pull it in just a little bit more. Bring it down. Good. Breathing nice and deep. Good job. Almost there. You got this. Two. Last one. Bring it all the way down. Good. All right, you can let your legs rest for a quick moment, and I'm going to show you what we're doing next, which is going to be using our sliders or whatever we're using in lieu of. So like I said, you don't actually have to have sliders here like I do. You can use socks if maybe the floor is already a bit slippery, or you can opt for maybe a book or magazine or something with a nice smooth surface that can slide. Maybe you can just do it by taking your socks off, okay? So you play around with what you got, but I'm gonna sit on up for a moment just to bring these sliders down. I'm gonna see, may have a little bit of struggle here. So because of the mat I'm using and the wonderful grip on it, I'm gonna actually have to roll my mat up so I can use these sliders on the floor. All right, so my mat is rolled up. Sliders are underneath my heels here. And because I have my mat rolled up, I have some lumbar support, which is nice, I guess. So Again, using whatever we're using under our heels, we're going to flex our heels and either one leg at a time and bring the knee in, slide that heel as close as we can to our bum, slide it back out, or once we make sure the sliders are actually under our feet, we can do both legs, slide them both in, ooh, and slowly slide them back out. Okay? We are going to do 12 total. Now, you can do 6 for each leg, or you can join me in doing 12 for both. Okay? Goal is to bring your heels as close as you can to your butt. And of course, adjusting the sliders or whatever you're using as much as you need, because I know my feet love to slide out of the sliders. So when you're ready, let's go either 6 for each leg or 12 total. When you're ready, good. We go nice and slow and control. Keep those feet flexed. Yes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push them out. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push it out. Good. If you were alternating feet, doesn't matter, you're good, keep it going. If you're just doing one leg at a time, you better have switched by now. So we're almost there at the end. Good. 3, almost there. 2, last one. Perfect. Okay, slowly, slowly kick those sliders out of the way. And we can either roll to our side or slowly roll on up. I'm gonna come to my side here, push on up. And we can come to standing, of course, giving a little gratitude to our knees and our legs today for all of those exercises we just did. All right, that brings us to the end of this session. Of course, let me know how your knees are feeling right now, but if you want to keep getting them stronger, I would suggest doing this video 3 times a week for at least 2 weeks. Come back and let me know how those knees are feeling. I would suggest doing this video in the morning, especially when we're sleeping, our muscles and joints get all tight and stiff from, sleeping. So this is a great way to wake them up. If you are down with this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and check the top comment down below. Click the link and join my mailing list. That is where I'm giving you weekly body neutral and flexibility tips to make sure your fitness practice is going strong for the rest of your life. And if you want some more joy in your life, join my Discord server, okay? It is free, and that is the place where our community comes to chat, share memes, keep accountable, and of course have our monthly live class. But that is all for me today. I hope your knees feel amazing. Stay hydrated, get some rest, and stay flexy.